Good morning. You're watching Morning at NTV. It's a Friday. Can I just, it's Friday. You're with me, Flavia Tumisime. Time for us to take note. It's the holiday season. I know that because for this week, driving to work has been smooth sailing. You get to work and you're like, did I get here in a few minutes? Which means the kids are home. Us adults are also home. The house is full. And for a moment there, you're thinking, why is everyone loud? Why is everyone fighting for the remote because they're trying to watch TV? So this week, I've been trying to get you into what to do for the family. We started off on Monday, with budgeting for the family for the holidays. We also talked about reviewing your child. And when we spoke about reviewing your child, someone said, why don't you teach them academics, behavioral, but also have a project for every child to do at home? And also the parent helps. So it brought me to saying, why don't we learn about activities that you can do with your children, you can do with the family, this festive season or this holiday season that you can carry into any other time to help you be creative, to help you save money, save time, and do so many things. Sheila Nachitende is a visual artist. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm going to just put her on the spot. Why are you Sheila Black? She did not want that. So this is the only space I have for her to answer that question.
I'm passionate about black, from the race, the color. I actually prefer to be called Mudugavu, like really local. Yeah, I really relate very well with who I am.
Something about people who do art and they're wanting to be very deep and authentic.
Not really. Yeah? Sometimes there's pretense from some people. So,
yes.
Yeah, but honestly, I just like to be myself. Yes.
Mudugavu. There you go.
Yes.
So today we're talking about DIY holiday activities. Do it yourself. Yes. So I need to just tell you, Sheila, this is the first time we're meeting face to face, but we've spoken on the phone before. Because my family, I don't know if your family is the same way, we always meet once a month to just, it started off as just eating, then just talking, then resolving conflicts as a family. Families, when they get together, but then I said, why don't we add value to ourselves? Why don't we learn how to transform old shoes, old bags, different things, and get creative and change our space? And the person who was supposed to help us is Sheila Black. So she's the right person to talk to. But, why get her into that business without asking her about, her work, what you do, and, tell us about that.
Yes. I'm a visual artist, a mother, and an entrepreneur. Yeah, I do business as well, and consultancy. Definitely for this kind of work.
For this kind of work.
Yes.
So visual artist is you see something, you draw it.
Yeah, not most people.
Right.
Yes. Can you draw me? Yes, that's mostly what they think, but it's more than that.
Okay.
You can draw it, you can transform anything. You think about it, you conceptualize, and it's not just about paper, but spaces. Yes, and objects. Yes, and experiences as well. Yes, it's just
so is that what you were telling me about how that's you're a visual artist, so you can transform, say I have 10 bags that are old and I want to throw them out, and you tell me no, they can become some magic.
Something else. Yes.
You look at my house and you say, with this space I can help you create this kind of home.
Exactly.
Okay, so visual art, great. So I'm not sure which space to start with, because I started off with this one to talk about the children being on holiday, but then I realized even us as adults, there's a lot we can do.
Definitely.
Sometimes you're looking at your house and something is not looking nice, but you're waiting for the paycheck to come in.
Exactly.
For you to fix that.
Your house is like the starting point of your day. It gives you a certain vibe. So if you're in a very bad space, it follows you, the energy follows you all the way through the day. But if you're in a very beautiful space, you love it, you wake up, you look at your walls, your bed is clean, your items are organized the way you want them, you look at your beautiful pictures. Yeah, it gives you a certain energy for the day.
Yesterday I went to a restaurant and their bathrooms, it's this hard, I don't know what kind of material that is, sort of like steel.
Yes.
But they had sort of sprayed graffiti on it. And for a moment there, I was in the bathroom staring at a door. So sometimes people do things with spaces that just makes them beautiful and different.
Yes, and also it represents them.
Who they are and what they think. Tell me about where I can start. I want to change something. Do I start with what I wear? Do I start with what I have in the house? Do I start with the house itself? Where can we start?
It comes automatically. I cannot dictate that you start with this. It comes automatically. You'll have a moment where, like, I don't like what my house is looking at, or I don't like these shoes. It's anything. You can start with anything. You're like, I'm going to throw away these bags, or I'm going to give them out. You can transform them and sell them.
Imagine.
Yeah? You can transform them and give them as gifts.
So I really shouldn't throw out my old bags.
Yeah, you can transform them and give them as gifts. I mean, look, now we're in the Christmas season. Everyone is going to go to the supermarket, buy gifts, buy wrapping paper.
Yeah.
I mean, this is stuff you can make at home yourselves.
You said that and I said no.
Yes.
Sheila said this holiday season,
Yes.
you can make your own wrapping paper.
You can, I mean, you don't even have to wrap in paper. You have to
Creatively.
think. Exactly. You can
Yeah.
wrap in a very beautiful fabric. You know, there are very many options. You just think about things. And also, you ask for advice. That's why we are here. You consult, you ask for an idea. You're like, I'm thinking about this, but I don't understand. What do I do? Or I'm going to give a gift to my mother. What do I do? Yeah, so you receive advice.
I like saying, let's talk to the low-income earner. And
Yes.
that can be defined differently, depending on who you're talking to.
Yes.
But the typical home doesn't have a lot of space. We're not living in a 6-bedroomed house.
Exactly.
You know, we're sharing space.
Which is even better.
How?
I mean, that is very easy to work around. You know, we have developed, I think it's something we've adopted. If you look into our history, we were not really collectors. We don't, I mean, people have become very materialistic. You have to buy this, buy that, have 2 screens in the house. I mean, if people focus on what they need, it will make the spaces very easier for them to live in, very homely. I mean, if you look back from back in the day, things were very, very, you know, very simple. There's something about simplicity. I think you've heard about that. Yeah. I mean, when your space is simple, everything will be simple. You don't have to look for this and that. You just know, this is what I need. I have my 5 pairs of shoes, you know, 6 pairs of, you know, my images. That's for my family. That's mine, you know.
Not fill the entire wall with,
there's no need
with pictures
to
and
crowd.
frames.
Like some houses are like a forest of pictures, and you get in there, you'll only look at one wall and then you're exhausted.
Yeah.
You know.
How long have you been doing this?
15 years.
Wow. Experience here. So a family that doesn't have children and one that has children, I'm told when you walk into their homes, obviously, you can tell a difference. You know, you and I were just talking about how some families have about 3-4 children and you have painted most of your walls
white.
And children feel like the home is art.
It's a prison.
They can do anything they want.
Exactly. So that, I mean, that's why it's very important to understand each other in a space, to accommodate each other. That's why our friends from the West have children's rooms and they have
playroom.
They have a certain color. But for a family here that does not have that, kids are encouraged to go out and play.
Okay.
You know, we've lost that. Kids are on the TV, they're watching, I mean, on the tab. You go out and play, get involved in gardening. I mean, there's so many, even these creative activities, do them together. You don't have to force them, by the way, because some kids don't like it. They don't enjoy it, but identify what they like, what is their strength. Some kids like to sing, some kids like to play the piano. And normally, I've seen most of the children like to play outside. They love soccer, they love to run around. So you encourage that, because even play is a creative process as well.
Okay. So what can we do ourselves? Literally, you know, it's DIY holiday activities. Is it also age sensitive? Certain activities can be for certain ages?
Obviously, yes, because of certain things that will be used and certain tools. But the most important thing is to do things together, DIY. My focus right now is on the holiday season.
Yes.
You can transform your home and, you know, decorate your own Christmas tree. You can make your own Christmas tree. You don't have to go buy one.
Imagine.
You make all those little decorations yourselves. It can, you know, the more you do activities together, the more fun and the more bonding. You make the gifts together. I mean, the kids can decide to make a gift for their parents without them knowing, or the parents also can do something. I mean, that's what people should focus on. Yeah.
Just to bring the picture clearer for somebody watching, when you say do it yourself and you're saying you don't need much, what are some of the materials, for example, in the home? Think of a typical home that can be used to make some magical things that maybe them and I have not thought about?
Of course, every home must have a sewing kit.
The old school sewing kit, just mpiso ne
wuzi. There's some glue, but obviously for someone who doesn't know, there's glue that you can make from now
Sheila,
that
do you make everything?
But
that's a good thing though.
Yeah, but that's science, and that is something you can only know from someone who has from a professional.
Yes.
I mean, who has known. I mean, there are home products like used for cooking that you can use to make glue. So if you have glue, you have a sewing kit. Those are like the basics. You have paper, you have a pair of scissors. The sewing kit has a pair of scissors.
Imagine.
And you get rolling. And you have some paint. And I mean, there's some paint that's not dangerous for the kids.
For the kids, yes.
Yeah. And then you can make wrapping paper. You can make all these Christmas decorations. Yes. And even transforming space, you can encourage your kids like to get flowers from the garden and put in the jar and just place on the table, you know, simple things like that. Because some people like nature in the house.
Yes,
it gives certain energy. I don't know, feng shui or something like that.
It's a real business out there, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah, wellness.
Yeah, so when you start that kind of journey, like you have a realization now. You have been drawn to think about it all the time and to go out and look for the kind of people. So it's the same thing. When people hear about it, they can call you or they can call me, and then, you know, slowly, baby steps. It doesn't have to be, because some people are not used to it. It's not even in their schedule or in their bloodline.
To change something.
To change something abruptly.
Growing up, we see people get their genes that have issues, something, you know, a patch, and then add something there.
Exactly.
Is that one of the ways to transform clothing?
Definitely, yes. Or if something has lost its elasticity, you can just cut it to fit and then add a few things, or join fabric, get some pockets, and, you know, it's a whole lot of, but actually, it's not strange. These things are online as well, but people spend a lot of time on the phone looking at things that are not really productive. But if your mind is towards learning, there's a lot of information online. You can give yourself a day, like 30 minutes, and you're like, oh, I'm going to research about this. There are videos, there are tutorials, and you can start doing even all these things I'm saying, the homemade glues and homemade this.
They're all online.
They're all online. You don't need to. It's not science.
So if somebody called you today and said, Sheila, I've got kids back home, it's the holiday season, I want you to design something, a program for us that we can have over the weekend and do something ourselves. Just walk me through it. What would you put on there? What would you have a typical family do? A typical family do, first I'd have to meet them and know them. I don't want to... So that's key. You need to know the personality, the character of the people. It's very important, yes, because for some people it's not it. I mean, you walk into someone's house and say, oh, I brought someone to help you, and the kids will walk out on you, go to their room. We don't want to do it ourselves. Yeah, go on their phones, and, you know, so it's very important to know that they want to. Actually, even before you start, it's best that as a parent you speak to your children, see if they're interested, or even then you can do it yourself first at home. If they show interest, if they watch you and they see you patching something, a dress, fixing it, and they like it, painting a wall, or and they join you, then you know. Then you know it's there, and then you take it from there. Yeah. All right. So you get to know the family. Yes. And I know. I think when I spoke to her, she was saying that, you know, you can get old shoes. People can bring together old shoes in a group, and then you look at what you can do to fix them. Yes. In my mind, it sounds like I have to have the skill of is it a cobbler? You can get a cobbler as well. And that's another thing you need to learn, that do it yourself, yes, but there are things, you can't do everything. You can have a concept and get a master to do the finishing. Okay. I mean, all the designers are not sitting on the sewing machine. Yes. No. Yeah, so you can have your concept and you're like, I know this person who has very good sewing skills. I know what I want. I have the idea. Exactly. Help me understand. Through do-it-yourself activities, can I make money? Definitely.
like I said,
it can turn from being fun in the
to
holidays to a business.
To a business, totally. And I'll give you an example. My nephew has to forgive me for this, because he told me at school the kids make paper flowers and sell them.
Paper flowers?
Yes. And sell them now. What about the real? Yes,
what's happening?
And these are kids who now are aware that we need money. They do business, so they start making small things, bracelets and what. So that is a pointer that these kids actually know that, you know, they have the creative side of things, and then they also have the business mind.
Yes.
So that is a pointer. So when you identify such a child, you just help them grow. You transfer the paper flowers to the fabric flowers to something else, to an installation of flowers. I mean, I've seen people doing videos with flowers. These flowers can be made by paper, fabric.
Imagine.
Yeah, and then you transform a space. Yes, and these are things you can decorate your house and yeah.
What's the I would have said coolest, but I don't think cool is in art. What's sort of been your best DIY that you've done? It could have been in your home or with your kids or with, you know, a client.
I don't know. I've had quite so many.
You've done so much.
Yeah, maybe I'll just highlight. Recently, I did the TEDx Kampala set. For me, that was fun. From working with the students of Kyambogo University and even the direction of the materials. It was interesting because we used natural materials and then we played around with them.
What kind of materials did you use?
We used calabashes and gourds, and these are things that are planted.
Very accessible.
Yes, and then we put some plants as well, and then pallets. Yeah.
So we don't need to think so much. We don't need to look very far.
No, and if, like I said, if you find that it's hard to think about it, ask for advice. Yes, you just consult someone and they can guide you. It's just that it's not normal in our culture here for people to ask for advice from a professional. Many times
they think about money.
Yes, they're like, you know, and yet it's not. It's, you have a relationship, like we spoke. I mean, so many times you establish a relationship, get to know each other, understand each other, and then some people actually understand it. They're like, how much is it for your services? Because it took you time to come, understand, you know, spend time with us, and, you know, make this happen. I'm happy because I've done some projects for people and they've just consulted me for, I'm not doing the decoration, but the concept.
And I think why it would be very key for you to get someone like Sheila in your home to maybe teach you and your kids to just transform spaces. One, it's an activity that helps you to bond with your family, but also Sheila's only coming that one time, because once you learn,
then you don't have to call.
You don't need her every weekend.
No, and you have the phone, you know.
You don't need her every weekend. So it's sort of like a one-time teach,
totally,
which then sort of multiplies.
Exactly. And I mean, after that, it's even better when you know, oh, I told someone and they're okay. Because you have so much to deal with. They'll only call you that, oh, I was trying this and it didn't work out. What do I do?
To get advice.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, if you have old clothes, old shoes, or the kids like to draw, you know, simple things that because you said we need to learn the character of the people. They're on holiday. Instead of having them flip TV channels, perhaps you can get someone like Sheila or go online like she's advised you and help the children, you know, transform the house, transform their room, transform their clothes, do it yourself. And she said maybe the parent starts. Then sees if the kids are into it. Because also the attention span is different. I wonder how you maintain the kids' attention span.
Kids, when they want something, they want it. When they don't want,
they also don't want it.
So the main thing is to supervise. Let them, when they're interested, they'll come back to it.
You just
that. So you just know they'll come back to it. If they don't want, you can actually ask them, do you like this? Yes. No. You know.
Until you figure out what it is they like.
Exactly.
Okay. So 15 years in the business, you're a visual artist, but while we were talking throughout here, I think you've mentioned like 10 other jobs that you do. You don't just, so you do everything from I want interior decor to I want events decor.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
Is that business working in this market?
Do
we understand it?
Some people do. I cannot say it's very easy. Even from us, you have to learn how to manage your time. You have to learn how to manage your clients, because there are different characters out there. Some people, 1 minute they'll feel like it's very easy, another minute they'll feel like it's very hard. So it's like life. Basically, it's life. You just learn. You learn and you manage, but it's fun.
It sounds like fun.
Yeah, because when you're working on something and it's working out, it's fun. And when someone recommends you, like I was recommended, it's good and it's beautiful. I mean, you keep on thinking, what next? What next? Yeah, because I'm not the same person I was 15 years ago or 5 years ago.
You learn something different
every
all the time. That's fantastic.
And it's most of the time, something I should highlight is you teach yourself most of the things, and I think you can be your best teacher, like they say, experience.
That's fantastic. So the kids are on holiday, or you yourself want to venture into a business? Maybe you're a stay-home mom or dad, life happens, and you're thinking, I need to just make a side income, side hustle. Why don't you just start to teach yourself how to transform certain spaces and transform certain things and see what you can do? I've seen people, Easter eggs, people painting Easter eggs. That's an activity. You can sell an Easter egg basket, you know, so you never really know. You just start with little things. So while the kids are on holiday, just keep them busy. You know, try see their interest. One likes football. What activities can you help them do with football? What materials can you use to transform something so that, you know, they get busy? And in case you need to reach Sheila, how can they reach you to consult or something? My
number is...
Sure. Yes. If you're comfortable with that.
Yeah, my number is 0772 825003.
Okay.
Yes.
Consult, and also if she teaches you the one time, you're sorted for the rest of the time. Exactly. That's it for Morning at NTV. Have yourselves a good weekend. Catch you Monday.